We had Silva Saarinen taking it down, the Kristen Slayer herself. Although Kristen really slayed herself this weekend. We'll talk about that. Kristen came
Kristen
in second.
Slayer is is her putter.
That could be a good stamp for her.
Kristen Slayer.
Just get Kristen Slayer stamp pures.
I wasn't going to throw the pure under the bus like that. I wasn't going to name drop it, but
if you watch her putt, it's not the pure's fault. It's not the pure's fault.
It's not.
No. Her best bet might have been a justice to get far enough back left. But we'll talk about that.
I think last week or whenever, a couple weeks ago, I had apparently now accurately predicted. I said we'll know Kristen's hit rock bottom when she goes away from the straddle putt. She did that this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
I would like to declare extra rock bottom is when she switches from that pure that she has been like stamping her face on for years and years. That will be extra rock bottom if she switches the putt.
True. Ella Hansen came in third. So, but anyways,
shout out Ella.
Tough one because this was Kristen's tournament, right? We talked about in the preview show, hometown hero. She was going to be feeling it. And we were like, this can go one of two ways. This is either going to be exactly what she needs, the love and support to like block out all of the noise, and like all she's going to hear is about like yada yada yada. And after round two, I was thinking that's exactly what happened.
It seemed like it was going to be a victory.
Or was it round two or round three? I think it was round three because she was one stroke back after round two. Round three, she shot at 8 under. Pulled to a 3-stroke lead going to the final round. She played very solid. Her putter was 80% C1X that round, 50% C2. Bright, right? Everything's looking good.
Bright.
Obviously, it wasn't really bright for us because it was happening at 4 a.m., but everything's looking good. Everything's clicking, right? Then I wake up Sunday morning expecting, like I have most major tournaments, to look at the score when Kristen has a 3-stroke lead and see Kristen lot 1 and be like, okay, the storyline on Grip Lock's going to be Kristen's done it. She's broken the curse. She's back. Instead, I see, Silva won. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I clicked the like expanding thing and I was like, oh my gosh, Kristen doubled hole 17. How did she do that? And then I clicked the expanding thing again and I was like, she 3-putted inside the circle. How'd she do that? So then I was finally, after I do all of that, I go over to DGN and I scrub back to hole 17. And then my jaw hit the floor after what I watched.
Should be rated R.
Because this is I'll explain what else happened in the round. But on hole 17, I scrub and she has a circle 2 putt for birdie, and it's like, okay, this is fine. She throws what actually looked like a pretty solid putt. Because I think Silva was inside the circle. Yeah, Silva was at 15 feet. So Silva was going to make it. Kristen threw what was a decent putt. Just missed a little bit. I think it highs her just a little early.
Yeah.
Regardless, it lands at like 10 feet. And I'm in my head thinking, I saw she 3-putts inside the circle.
Sometimes
that putt's at 10 feet.
Yeah, sometimes you...
And I was like, the stats are wrong.
I must have misread it.
That's what I was thinking. I looked at hole 16 or something. The stats are wrong.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll watch her play this out.
Yeah.
And then she airballs the 10-footer. And
Did
that
she
landed.
chains?
No, first one 2 feet wide.
Yeah,
complete airball. And I was like, oh. But it looked like one of those, like we've all done it, where it's like you walk up bag putt style. She obviously didn't have her bag on, but like you walk up and it just kind of surprises you.
She tried to nonchalant it.
Just chuck it in because we're so close, we're tapping out.
And then I think she quit after that.
And then that landed at 10 feet as well because I was thinking this is probably going to roll away. That's how she ends up. No. Then she steps up. This one she catches like 2 chains.
I think
on the other side of the basket.
I felt
Good for her.
like body language. I felt like she had quit. She had died inside.
And then she taps out her double bogey to Silva's birdie
from about 4 feet.
Yeah. Well, I can actually tell you they gave her 3 feet.
3 feet.
She taps that out, and then they go into the final hole, and Silva at that point has a 3-stroke lead. Going into 18.
Not too hard to defend.
And so then it's like all Silva has to do is put it in bounds. She doesn't even really have to put it in bounds, but she sticks it in bounds and it's over. It's over. And what I go on to find out, because I went back and watched the highlights, is Kristen did switch to the straddle putt around hole 13 or 14. Stagger putt, sorry. Yeah. She did switch to the stagger putt around 13 or 14. It wasn't working. Good. Hole 11, she also double bogeyed hole 11 with a very similar situation. She also 3-putted inside C1X with one of them being air ball from about 12 feet. And there is no joy to be found
it is
watching
horrifying
it.
To watch. It's
because,
horrifying.
You have the player who was in a lot of people's minds. I was probably one of them, the GOAT, the greatest FPO player of all time.
No longer the GOAT?
Well, no, because she was, let me explain this, because at that time, she was the most consistent player.
Yeah.
The only thing she was missing was accolades.
Yeah.
Like she was just shy of pace.
It was just time wasn't on her side.
Correct.
But
it was like
now-
what you were watching was a player who she let what she just did happen, where she was the player that was there to collect it. It was like the whole FPO world can blow up around Kristen, but Kristen's Kristen. She's gonna throw.
She's almost
gonna
just
throw
like
her good
separate
shots
from everyone else.
Yeah, she's gonna throw her good shots. She's gonna make the putts she's supposed to make. She's Mrs. Consistent. That's what she's gonna do. And then her forehand kind of went away, but there was injury, whatever. Her putt was never like she's the greatest FPO putter of all time by any means, but her putt was like 80% putt. Like that's what she did. She was very solid putter. And then to watch this stuff happen that's been happening, like she's still coming in second, right? Let's not go crazy. She's still coming in second. So if she turns it around, this will just be a weird, mysterious black hole in her career that we're just like, that was crazy.
Frankly,
Probably won't even remember it if she continues.
If she got back to like historic dominance, she wins worlds. She goes out next year, goes Grand Slams again.
I don't think
she could get back up there.
I don't know.
But for me, my problem is like what made her the GOAT in my head was that she didn't do what she does, right? What she's doing right now.
Yeah.
Like to watch her, it'd be one thing if this was one tournament, right? If it's like this just happened, we're like, whoa. But like I think the Open at Austin broke Kristen Locke.
Can trace it all back. I think
that's what happened.
I have this theory with sports dominance, and you see it a lot in individual sports, where you only get the invincible aura, the unbeatable aura one time. Whenever you gain it, Tiger Woods had it, Paul McBeth had it for a little bit.
Paige Pierce had it,
Kristen had it. You get it once because there will be a time where you will reach the height of your playing and you'll be beating everybody up, and people will start to think they just cannot beat you, and they will start falling down in front of you. You'll be trampling them to the finish line, and she's winning. But the second you lose it, I don't think you can. I think you can play really well again, but I don't think you ever get that kind of mental edge.
Well, what I'm saying
ever
is,
again.
I don't know if she needs the mental edge.
No, not to like win consistently, but I'm saying it helped because
it did.
I think other players would beat themselves
correct.
because of that mental edge. So now it's different where like, yeah, of course she's still capable of winning. She's coming in second place, not crazy, but it's different because everybody else in the field is going to have a different level of belief than they used to. I think people used to show up thinking they were playing for second. Yeah. And it's just not going to be the case anymore.
Because that's the tough part here is Kristen lost by 2. She lost by 2. Okay, she was 7 for 16 in C1X.
That is.
But
that's basically what I would do. I'm
even that
7 for 16.
If she just makes her bullseye putts on 17 and 11, she wins by 2 or 3.
You can't be missing in the bullseye.
Like that's all. That's all it is. So that's the hard part for me is like It's not like her forehand went away, and it's like it's just mental.
It's just mental is basically like
the worst thing.
Those are the words of death.
It's the worst thing.
Mm-hmm. So we've been saying about Evelina for like 5 years.
Yeah,
and it's just the putter. It's just mental. Like
it's brutal.
It's been working out fine for her.
Like she could be stuck. She could be stuck in this for a while.
No, that's because she posted on Instagram and basically said like, in the final round, her arm didn't even feel like it was part of her body when she was putting.
When I heard that, Connor, I was like, I think I've said that to my teammates in college after tournaments so many times where they'll be like, what's going on? I'm like, guys, you don't understand. When I'm putting, like, I don't have any control over my arm. It just happens. Like, that was like my quote. And that's bad.
Not where you want to be.
That's really bad. That's really bad to be there.
But so, like I said, there was no
I don't
enjoyment.
have a Porsche.
And I do have to say, like Silva, credit to her because yes, Silva started slow, but then she birdied 6 holes on the back 9, and she hit some very big putts. I mean, she hit a 50-footer on hole 13. She hit a 30-footer, 25-footer for birdie, and then par on 14, 15. I thought she hit one more outside the circle, but it must have been the 30-footer I'm thinking of on 14. But the 50-footer was huge. She ended up going 91% C1X. In the final round, like she hit some very clutch putts to put pressure on Kristen, where her putt, because like her putter was struggling, but where Kristen was at was like if Silva didn't birdie 6 of the last 9, Kristen, and she still even did this on 16, Kristen could have just started laying up, and been fine. If Silva didn't pick up the pace, right? Because I mean, we saw even with Silva chasing her down, we saw on 16 Kristen have a C2 putt that she laid up to touch the basket because she was like, I don't want to deal with this crap. But then on hole 17, she didn't have the luxury to do that anymore because Silva kept birdieing. So it's like if Silva doesn't play that well, Silva would have lost this major because Kristen was in a spot where Kristen was up by 5 going to the back 9, I believe. Like Kristen could have just laid up.
Yep.
And it just been and walked away with it if Silva didn't catch fire. So Silva, it's similar to what we've talked about before, where like when Kristen would do this, when like Ella Hansen collapsed at Waco. Sorry that we always use Ella. That's just the one that sticks out in my head. But like it was like, yes, the player had to collapse, but Kristen had to be there to pick up the pieces. It's a similar thing here of like, yes, Kristen had to collapse, but Silva had to be there to pick up the pieces and put it in play, and that's what Silva did. And so Silva is now a major champion. She went from...
It makes sense.
Early this year, she went from like the promising prospect, can she win, to she's won on European soil, can she do it on U.S. soil, to she's won on U.S. soil, next saying, can she win a major, to she's won a major.
Yeah, she's really pushing through she pushed through all the narratives.
She pushed through all the narratives. There were no more narratives about Silva. She has arrived. I think is this her third or fourth win of the season? I believe it's her third win on Pro Tour / major level of the season. So... big props to Silva Saarinen. Like I said, she has arrived. Yeah, she won at the Ale Open, the Preserve, back-to-back weekends, and then just won her major here at the European Disc Golf Festival.
Heck yeah.